Our team name is Dance Dance Revolution Sonamix version 2, Expanded Realms.
My team name is Service Load Testing Application Platform, or SLAP.
The League Wrapped, the TFT Wrapped.
We would like to welcome you all to the Blind Council.
I don't know. What's our team name? Do we have a team name?
Strategy 200.
Strategy 200.
No, that's what it says.
Oh, that's what it says?
Yeah.
Okay.
The TLDR on what a hackathon is, you have a fixed amount of time. So in our case, it's 48 hours. Generally, it's about taking an idea and turning it into working software. So it's historically been a domain of engineers. In many ways, Thunderdome is your kind of traditional hackathon, but we really pushed over the years to say that anybody can participate. Some people might work on a game or a game idea. Some folks might actually work on something that might make the day-to-day lives of rioters better. We don't try to push people into a specific outcome. You can kind of do whatever you want. It's just all about what's your idea and what's the team that you can put together. The only limit is what can you get done in 48 hours? We started with 100 and some odd people doing Thunderdome. Today, it's 1,500. The epicenter of Thunderdome is here in LA, but we have offices all around the world that participate. And at the end, we have what we call Science Fair. We set up a whole bunch of tables and people get to walk around and share what they've made.
The project focuses around load testing for services and applications. It's less about does it do what you want it to do and more about when does it fail. We take the pain of finding where we fail before we give players a chance to break it. For Indo Thunderdome, I want to have like a very simple API or a system for others that could use it. I want to have a demo application that I'm actually going to load test in a repeatable way and generate some meaningful data insights automatically.
What if you knew the champ you played the most, or the most number of kills you got in a game, or the most times that you missed cannon in a single game? We are gathering stats like that, thinking of really fun things to share with players that we don't currently share, but that we have data for.
We are upgrading the local DDR machines, so this is a ancient piece of technology that we are currently updating to have a little bit more of a Riot flair. The current goal is to add songs that are not just League specific and to keep maintenance going. It does wear down over time, and if we don't replace parts, it will slowly stop working.
We are a combination of two teams, the team that is actually making the cocktails that's behind us, and we're working with the Blind Council.
We had the idea of a speakeasy in the 1920s during Prohibition, referred to as a blind tiger or a blind pig, to welcome all folks from across Runeterra to be able to come together for this intimate experience with some wonderful and tasty libations.
While they're creating this kind of themed experience and making sure everything's personalized and curated, we are going to be making drinks representing most of the regions in Runeterra. And this is going to be our base of operations to serve these beautiful and curated cocktails for our guests tomorrow during the Science Fair.
We've been teaching creating product strategy for 6 or 7 years at Riot. We have to now take the next step and do the advanced course. We were trying to pilot it before the end of the year. And so this is like, oh my gosh, this is our opportunity. Let's get it over the finish line.
Thunderdome was an amazing opportunity to say, hey, we could probably push this forward by months if we get together and bring in more rioters. Honestly, we would have probably gone through 2-3 rounds of feedback that we're now integrating into the work automatically just by having more rioters part of this. That's huge. The impact that will have on the final product is going to be amazing.
We have all sorts of outcomes at the end of a Thunderdome. Sometimes it was a failed experiment, and that's just fun. What did you learn in that process? And then other times we actually have had things that players will see. The most notable example of that is our ARAM mode in League of Legends. And then things that might not be as obvious to players because a little spark of an idea started all those years ago and it just marinated and kind of turned into something else. We work in a very, very creative industry. Players aren't looking for just more of the same, right? And so we need to be able to have a way to explore things and play in a safe way.
It's very exciting and also very important, I think, from a Rioter's point of view. It's almost like being able to have a chance to create magic in this whole ecosystem. Essentially, you're just thinking about how a player would react to this same idea.
We are almost done with our hardware upgrades. This year we replaced the PC, so that was our big one. So that involved also changing all the software that went into it. The software is community made, and that's what allows us to make charts and put custom things. So it is no longer running the original DDR software. There is definitely a special energy you get when you know you get to spend time on something that you otherwise shouldn't have been doing. It is hard to describe. There is a drive that goes out of that you just can't find elsewhere. And Thunderdome somehow creates that. I have packed things into 24 to 48 hours that I would have never otherwise done.
There's no defined process for any particular team. So it's up to every team to come in and figure out how they're going to use the 48 hours to the best of their abilities. For us, that meant kind of rapidly iterating ideas of what we saw this thing becoming, and at the same time figuring out what is technically feasible or even possible to create in 48 hours. It's really interesting to figure out how you communicate as a team, but also let people have the heads down time to actually make stuff. My day-to-day is often not building products that players will ever interact with. It's a lot of how Riot looks and how we sound and what we're talking about. And so for me, this is a totally different experience. I am sitting down with a bunch of engineers, with a bunch of data folks. They're building code, and I'm trying to figure out how they're going to package that into something that we can explain to everyone else. It's been incredibly different, and it's been a really fun look for me at how we actually make very specific things within our products.
I'm so glad that we did this as a Thunderdome project, not just work on it to the side, because we're laughing, we're joking around, but we're getting a lot done. What we finished in just day one was probably double what we anticipated. I can see the diversity, I can see the richness, I can see the creativity. I can see the out-of-the-box thinking that we're like, when you're in it, that's very different than you bring someone who may use it, but says, hey, have you guys thought about it this way? It's like, oh, we didn't.
There's a beautiful purity of, we want to make something cool, but we have to deliver it, and there's no external forces or pressure around that.
This has far exceeded anything I could have imagined. Everyone focusing on the singular output and experience that we're trying to create. Everyone's willingness to pitch in, to drive places, to get supplies. It's allowing me the opportunity to exercise thought processes and get to know my colleagues in a way that I never would have done beforehand.
I've made, I think, pretty good progress. I've got my demo service, I've got the rough building blocks in place, and now it's just a matter of tying it all together.
We have just finished, or we're actually getting very close to finishing our menu list on a cocktail team. And as you can see, we're still trying to figure out the production side of things and how we're going to serve cocktails.
We are doing the final closing touches on QA. Feeling pretty good. We got 90% of what we planned to done. The maintenance for the pads, we also did all of the replacements for the different parts. We were able to create, I think, 10 separate charts, so different songs that are on here.
3, 2, 1.
Here at the end of Thunderdome, the energy, it's definitely palpable. Joy, excitement, amazement. You see that energy from both sides of the equation. The folks who spent this time on something they're super passionate about get to share that with other rioters. And then you see all these rioters that are walking around, their minds start to race with what this could potentially be.
It's been a big 2 days. The energy's been intense. We've been working really hard. But I think just coming out with something that works and shows you if you're a TFT player, a Summoner's Rift player, an ARAM player, stats that are custom to you, feels like a pretty good outcome for 48 hours.
It's like a cool opportunity, not just to connect with all kind of rioters and understand a little more how everything works, but to present some of the ideas that we have of the region. How can we make a better place, just not to make video games, but to bring more people to this kind of universe and this kind of interest and jobs.
We all want to learn about our other fellow rioters, about their projects, and really be part of this kind of thing.
Everything has gone so smoothly. We have roles for every single person. We have bartenders, we have hosts, we have enforcers to kick people out if they don't have reservations. Just can't wait to enjoy the after party with the team afterward.
One of the really cool trends that we've seen now that we've done Thunderdome over all these years is even though the constraint of the time has stayed the same, what gets produced in that time, that quality bar keeps going up and up and up. And that speaks to the quality of rioters that we have, that we continue to evolve as an organization. We're taking bigger shots so we can deliver more things for players.